Hey everybody, I just had a revelation on this Black Friday. So, I finally found my niche, so congratulations to me. Yay! Okay, celebration over. What I really want to say is my niche is going to be getting started on a comic book. Okay, that's narrow. That's narrowed down. It's zeroed in. That's who I'm gonna target. I'm just giving you my honest take on it. Take that for what you will. I'm not targeting people that aren't interested in this. So if you don't want to learn how to do comics, then this channel probably isn't for you. Unless you're into that kind of stuff and geeking out and talking about comic book lore. I love all that stuff. I never really got a chance to read through a lot of them, so if you have any lore that you want to tell me about, that's really cool. I'm way into that. Anyway, we can do that. We can hang out. We can live stream. But right now, all I'm focusing on is getting my comic started and getting you to start your own comic. Um, First of all, also, or second of all, I guess, I wanted to address a mistake I made in previous videos. I started talking about how to make it um, on YouTube or like make better content. I'm not an expert on that, so why would I be telling you? Um, you know, I've learned from my mistake. I'm sorry that you endured that video. If you watched through it, usually I'm the only one that endures my videos, so lucky break there. But this one, it's gonna be a good one. We're gonna talk about some strategies on how to start your comic if you're stuck, and we're gonna further from the last video, which was it said comic creation explained. That was just a very short explanation. Like I said, you want to start with an idea, right? But I never, just like the thumbnail, you know that meme where the letters are all capitalized and lowercase. You know what I'm talking about? The SpongeBob meme. meme. But anyway, it's like that when people tell you, come up with your own idea, you know, come up with a new spin on something, and it's just like, well, yeah, but how do I do that? And I'm here to tell you how to do that. Um, okay, the problem when I explain this though is it's not complicated because you're not going to want to hear the answer, and that's because the answer is uh, find something to copy. And most people are like, what? What do you mean? Why would I copy something? I'm trying to make my own story. And yes, that's true. But if you're stuck, if you have no ideas, and everything that you can think of, it's been done before. Nothing is original. Everything's on the table, unless someone specifically comes after you and says, "Hey, that's my copyrighted material," then you have nothing to worry about. Um, don't plagiarize, though. That's not my point. My point was to draw inspiration from that story. Like, say for instance, me, I love Final Fantasy, I love games. That's where my influence comes from, but it's also a cyberpunk universe, but it's because it makes sense for the characters. They use auto, weapons like laser weapons and shit. Also all other kinds of things. Um, they use like storage cubes. I know I'm doing a poor job of explaining my characters and my world, but they use storage cubes, and they can basically fit anything into there. Like, if they saw a building, it would go in their cube and it wouldn't fill it up to max capacity. It would just shrink down into the cube as information, like a Star Trek device or something. And that makes sense in a cyberpunk setting, but it doesn't make sense in a realistic setting. So I went for like Final Fantasy vibes plus cyberpunk vibes. So that's what you're getting when you read my comic book. But that was just the setting. That's not the idea. My idea was to have a lot of characters who would develop over time. I made a role play, like a D&D kind of role play, and over time they developed into solid actual characters. In the role play, they came a little overpowered, so I'm toning that down in the actual story. Uh, but it doesn't. It's not going to make it look any less flashy or have any less of full brawl outs. Anyway, yeah. So that's the idea stage. That's the most difficult. You're gonna want to watch movies, even different camera styles. You're gonna want to study. Not you know not just one single style. If you're not having anything come to your head, just look at a bunch of styles. The last line of defense you can do is find someone that you're already following or someone you like, someone who's uh, basically you look up to. If you look up to them and you like their content, just try to emulate that. For example, I like Final Fantasy, right? There's a bunch to draw from. What's the most thing I love about Final Fantasy? Okay, well it's the stereotypical Final Fantasy VII um, story plot and graphics, and this it was so magical when I first picked up the controller, and I actually got to play as Cloud, running through the streets of Midgar. I was in the demo, and I wasn't playing the full game, but I was playing the demo, and it was just amazing to me that I could control this character who's blonde and blue-eyed, and he wasn't anything like me, but I could be him. It was just really cool. I have black hair and brown eyes, and this character, it felt like I was him, even though it was like third person. But yeah, just that moment that inspired me to like Final Fantasy, and then I just wouldn't let up about it for the next I don't know how many years. I even picked up magazines at the store when they were still releasing content in magazines for Final Fantasy. I think they might still do that, but I just I pick it up, I read it, I love it. I breathe it when I have the time. But in any other case, any other thing you like, whatever you go after, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be that you like, turkey sandwiches, and that's, it's just Thanksgiving stereotype. Sorry, you could like turkey sandwiches, but grilled turkey sandwiches, and your whole story could revolve around that, and it would be a good story, because maybe your character never gets that turkey sandwich, and then when they finally do, the story's over. You know, that's the resolution, that's the conclusion, and that's you can make that emotional, you can make that a happy ending, or you can make that to where he just never gets the sandwich, but he learns to be a master of his desires, and he learns he'll never get it, but he's okay with that. You can just have a bunch of storylines set out for that one idea, that your unique idea. But if someone else is already making the story about the turkey sandwich, I doubt it. But if there's one out there, because there's so many possibilities, there's so many stories being told, take that as inspiration, and maybe make the sandwich a character instead of the character going after the sandwich. And the sandwich is the reason why he can't eat the sandwich, because the sandwich is like this kung fu master or something. Go ahead and write that down if you want that idea. I mean, I'm not gonna use it, but I'll give it to you if you want that. So it sounds wacky, it sounds cool, and it sounds like a blast. It sounds like a good time. And I'm passionate about art and comics, and I want someone else to be passionate about art and comics just like me. But that's not gonna happen, because other people are not me. I'm me, and I'm passionate about comics in a different way than you will be. So, if that sparked any kind of idea in you and you're passionate about that idea, go ahead and draw it out. Draw the turkey sandwich fighting a dude, using kung fu, turkey fu, something. Oh, like maybe Tofurkey will show up and try and beat him up. but ultimately turkey sandwich wins because he's better. He's better at the foo, at the turk foo. you know, do something like that. Um, I know I just went kind of on a silly tangent. I'm just having a fun time. It's after Thanksgiving. I had a lot of food. I might be drunk off tryptophan, even though I didn't eat any turkey. It's so weird. Um, yeah, but just do anything you set your mind to because it's you and it's special to you, and that just make sure it comes from you. Something that you add to the ingredients, something you add to the pie, to the pizza of comic books and or web comics. Sorry, I haven't even talked about web comics. That's what I meant to say. But I wanted to be inclusive. I wanted everyone to have a good time, and you know, make their web comic if they want to, make their regular comic if they want to, pen and paper. Just have fun, man. And I'll see you guys next time. I know I've been rambling for a while now. I think I ran out of things to say, but yeah, there's your ideas. There's how to come up with one. And, that's all I wanted to explain to you. And just have a great time. And I'm already at 5 minutes again. Oh my god. I'm so sorry for taking up so much time. But I'll see you guys in the next video.